Mr. Dan Korte is the Vice President of Supplier Management and Procurement for Boeing Integrated Defense Systems. The organization is comprised of more than 3,500 employees in 30 states and 8 countries. They're responsible for the annual purchase of $13 billion in products and services vital to Boeing. Welcome to Making It. We appreciate you being here. We have a lot of information that we want to get from you. But first of all, of course, Boeing is a global corporation. Can you give us an overview of exactly what the management and procurement program is?
Sure. We contract with all the suppliers all over the world that build the products that we provide to our customers. I mean, we look at our business in a very broad sense, as what we're about is connecting and protecting the world. And we bring those partners inside the Boeing company to be a part of that family to help us build the amazing things that we do.
So what advice would you have to a small business who wants to become part of the Boeing family?
Well, the first thing I would say is to understand the value proposition that you're bringing. What unique capability can you bring our customers that they need for the products that we provide? Is it a cost advantage that you have in the marketplace? Is it a unique technology? What are those types of things you bring? Secondly, do your research. Understand a little bit about our products and where your capabilities may fit into best.
Okay, so that's kind of the big picture. What about some specific steps? What about beginning that process?
The first thing you would do once you've gone through those couple of steps is go through the Boeing website. There's a great place in www.boeing.com to actually go in, log in with your information, put your capabilities in there, and that way it's a good way for us to understand what you're bringing and to seek you out. There's another way. I mean, if you're a diverse, small or disadvantaged business supplier, I mean, come in through one of our local offices, and we've got diversity offices that work in each of our major locations that can help you work through the Boeing process.
So there are a lot of ways that you're really trying to reach out to people and bring them in.
We really are. We really are. I mean, we're trying to find the best technologies in the world to support our customers, and many times those technologies are going to come out of small companies.
Can you tell us some more about partnering with suppliers and also growing them together?
Absolutely. I mean, partnership is so critical to what we do. I mean, once we find the best suppliers with the best technology or the right value proposition for Boeing, we want to work with them over the long term. We want to continuously improve together. I mean, a lot of times Boeing is learning from those small suppliers as well how to improve our business, and likewise, we can maybe pass on some things about how to operate, for instance, in the government environment, special regulations and how to cope with those. Quite frankly, the quality standards are very, very high in our industry. You know, the types of products we build, we need to have suppliers that can meet the most stringent standards in the world.
Let's talk about some specific programs that you have specifically designed to target minority or disadvantaged businesses.
Oh, absolutely. I think probably the premier one, as was discussed earlier, is the Mentor Protege program. We're actively working with 16 companies right now, just like Lita, who we help them and work through teaching them things about the business marketplace in DoD contracting. We help them with lean and continuous improvements in their factories. We can maybe help them on how to propose larger scopes of work than what they'd previously taken on. And we continue to do that over a longer period of time. Sometimes 2 and 3 years we'll work with a supplier, yes.
It's like having a big brother.
It is, it is. We're working with 16 companies right now, and we're trying to get up to 20 by the end of this year.
Now, how does the business really position itself to become the most effective with Boeing?
Well, I think it starts again with that value proposition of understanding what you're bringing to the table. And then it's really a focus on continuous improvement. I mean, we need to find partners that are willing to work with us over the longer term. It's not always an easy path to get to some of the complex businesses that we're in. But companies that work with us, that drive continuous improvement, that help us work cost reduction, those are the companies we work with over a really long term.
You mentioned the Lita Corporation. Now let's talk about the Lita Corporation and then Frontier Electronic Systems. How do you all interact with them? How does that work?
Well, I'll take Frontier first, because Frontier is an interesting company, and then we actually have them as part of a supplier advisory council that I have. I bring 10 suppliers together twice a year and actually bring them inside and show them what future things are going on inside of Boeing, new initiatives that we're having, new business opportunities, and I get their feedback before I roll out new systems, new tools, and it helps them understand where we're going, but they're also a feedback mechanism so that I understand whether this is the right kind of business process to interface with our key suppliers.
What's next? We know the world is always changing in business and otherwise. What's next?
I mean, what an incredible world that we live in. Yeah. I mean, the sky is no limit for the Boeing company and our partners. I mean, so what's next? We're looking for the most innovative technologies out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's everything you read about. It's from nanotechnologies to advanced computing systems to unmanned vehicles. I mean, we're working in all these environments. I mean, as a child growing up and watching Dick Tracy and seeing all those things now come to life, that's really what Boeing is doing.
Right, the sky really is the limit, huh?
The sky is not the limit when you work with the Boeing company.
That's right.
We go beyond the sky, we'll go right into space.
Okay, thanks so much. It was really nice to talk to you. Great information.